Yes, in this 2's complement operation, we have written the program for doing this 2's complement operation. First of all, we'll see what is 2's complement and how to do it manually. Then we will see in the program. Okay. For example, I'm taking some number 44. 44 is the number I'm taking, and for this 44, this is an hexadecimal number. I want to find out the 2's complement of the number. So to do that, right, there are two steps. It's a two-step process. First one is taking the 1's complement, which you have seen just now. 1's complement you are taking, and then you are adding 1 with that. So this is the procedure to find out the 2's complement of the particular number. The same thing we are going to do. We are taking 4, 4, right? So I'll be writing this in binary form like 0, 1, 0, 0, and then 0, 1, 0, 0. So this is 4, 4, right? 4, 4H. So now we want to first detect the 2's complement. This is the first step, right? So how to get the 1's complement actually? So all zeros will become 1, 1's will become 0. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 0, this is 1, this is 1, 1, 0, and here 1. Okay, so this is the 1's complement. Now we want to this 1 complement of this particular number. So this is the number given, and this is the 1's complement. Okay. Now we are going to find out the 2's complement. So we are adding 1 with that. So when you are adding, what you're getting, you see, this is 0, 0, 1, 1. This is 1, 1, 0, 1. So what will be this value? We should find out. So 1, 1, 0, 1, 1 is 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. So it will be B. And this 1, 1, 0, 0. This is 8 and this is 4. 8 plus 4 is 12, right? 12 in hexadecimal C. Okay, so BC hexadecimal is the number, the 2's complement of the number 44, 4H. Now we are going to do the same thing using the program. Even here, you can see here. Yeah, this is the program, and see this program is loaded in this program memory. This is the program for converting the number into a 2's complement form. So what you have done, this program, all the instructions are loaded in this program memory. See, this is the program memory where you're writing the program. So it has some address, and we need to choose the starting address. You need to starting address or origin of the program, and then you can type these instructions, and all these instructions will be stored one after the other, right? So if you take this first instruction, this move a comma 0 1h, this move a comma 0 1 a comma hash 0 1. This hash represents it is an immediate number which is available in the instruction. So we no need to go and search for any instruction. We don't want to load from any other location. Directly the data is given here. Just to move this, it's an immediate addressing mode. We know already. So this number is moved to the accumulator. Okay, so 0 1 is moved to the accumulator. So accumulator will have this number. You can see here. Accumulator now will have 0 1, and I'll take this 4 4 for explanation. Instead of 0 1 1, 0 1, I'm taking 4 4. Given number now is 4 4. This in hexadecimal format. So 4 4 is moved to accumulator now. 4 4H. Okay. Now what you have done after getting the number, we have done the 1's complement. How do we do 1's complement? Just before in the previous experiment we have seen this CPL is the instruction complement. CPL is the instruction for complementing or taking 1's complement. You know what is 1 complement, right? It is 0 like number, means complement of the particular number is done here. For 1's complement, you are using this CPL space A instruction so that it will complement the number and it will give this one. Right? Now, after taking the complement, what you are doing, you are moving this accumulator content. See, now after complementing, if you see, the number 44 in accumulator is deleted and it is overwritten by 1011 1100, which will be BC. This is BC in hexadecimal number, right? So this BC will be there in the accumulator, and that number is moved to memory location with the address 30H, something like this. See, this BC number, the content of accumulator BC is moved to the register or the memory location with the address 30. So now this location will have, it is BC. So BC will go there. Okay, so this will, because of this instruction, the content of accumulator is moved to 30H location. This is a direct addressing mode because we are using the direct address of the location. Now what we have done, see this one, right? We have done 1's complement so far. We want to, if you want to get 2's complement, you need to add 1 with that, right? So this 1 we should add, then only you'll get the number. Isn't? So what we have done, we have moved the number 44 into accumulator. This is there. Okay. Then we are taking the complement, and the complement, if you see this one, right? This is 1011 and 1011. What is this 1011 number? 8 plus 4, 8 plus 2, 12, 8 plus 2, 10, 10 plus 1, 11. It will be B, right? So B you are getting. BB. So this BB is stored in the accumulator after the CP complement operation. So BB will be the content of accumulator for some time. Then the accumulator content is moved to 30H. So 30H is here. So BB is moved here. This is BB. 8-bit number BB is moved. Then you are incrementing the accumulator. Now you see accumulator has the same number because as I told you, this move instruction will do copy and paste. So already the existing number in the accumulator will be retained in the accumulator itself. Okay, so it's copied and pasted here. Now we are using this instruction INCA. So what it will do, it will increment the value in the accumulator, increment the content of accumulator. Now the content, if you see BB, right? BBH is there. And if you add 1 with that, it will become BC. Same thing is done here. Here you can check. Okay, so BC is the result, 2's complement number. And that BC, see, after doing this one, again the accumulator will have BC. So this will be overwritten now, and accumulator will get BC here. And that BC is moved to some register or some memory location. See here. So this content of accumulator is moved to 31H. So what is in accumulator now? BC. This BC is moved to 31H, right? So it will be stored here. So here we'll get BC. This is BC. So this is the procedure for doing the complement, 2's complement of the number, and that is implemented using the program. And see the final instruction, which is JMP. JMP is for jump, and this short means the jump $symbol will terminate the program. Okay. Now what you should understand, when are we using this data memory? When are we using why are we using this program memory? What is the use of accumulator? How the accumulator is operated? After every arithmetic and logical operation, the result will be stored back in the accumulator. And when you are doing one more operation that is involving accumulator, the content will be overwritten. So those things you should understand in this experiment. So I'll go to the next one, which is the AND operation. Okay, in AND operation, what you are doing? Same procedure only. We are taking two numbers, two 8-bit numbers are taken. 42 and 01 we are taking. Two numbers are taken. 42 is one number, another one is another number is 01, and both are hex numbers, hex values. And these numbers are loaded into accumulator and B register, and then you are using this instruction ANL. ANL is for AND logic, right? It will do the AND operation. So when you are doing it, it will be, see, this is first number 42, this is second number 01. When you are doing AND operation, you are getting something like this. See the answer, it is 0, right? 0 is the result of this AND operation with these numbers, using these numbers. And after that, what you are doing, you are storing the content of accumulator in the register R5. So you are using this move R5, A instruction. Then you are doing the JMP instruction for terminating the program. So this is for the AND operation.